prediction today. And then I can actually grab a date, and then I hit browse, and we'll say how ChatGPT was secretly designed to suck at real work. That's one of this guy's done, and it's very interesting actually. And then you just hit send, and now it's going to go through all 5 of those. Once it's pulled in it might fail because that's what demos are for.
But that file you selected just was an auto export, right? From the
just a TXT. Yeah, but it's not pulling. Let's try again. I don't know why I did that. Because it's a demo. Test, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care anymore about all this. And let's just see if we can grab. It says 0.02 megabytes. Well, this isn't good. Wait, let me do this.
Like it's processing.
Yeah, it was trying to, but normally when it does like that, it just doesn't. It should be almost immediate. So let me just make sure. I'll just refresh the page and test Vlad Ultra demo today transcript, and I'll do the AI news one now just because maybe it just didn't like the other one for some reason. Let's try it. It is still not pulling. Well, this is very disappointing. Let's show you a different way then. Of course, I've been using it all day and never had an issue.
Of course.
So I'll open this, and here's the text. And I'll go in here. I'll show you a different thing. You also can put in long text in here. And it doesn't matter how long it is. And it's still, well.
So you're just going to get a very specific summary out of this large amount of information?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did one, for instance, where if you look at my forms and proposal from transcript. So in this, I basically am able to, this is a really interesting thing. So you basically say, here's a transcript file. Then you say, how many items are in the outline? And basically this will output just a number. And then you can say, well, take that number and basically divide it by a certain number. And then you do steps based on that. You take the number of those, and then each one of those is a little piece that you're adding to. I did this, and I got an 18-page, really nice proposal done.
So you're doing it to write a proposal to one of your clients?
Yeah, why not? Absolutely. From a transcript where they told me what they want. They tell me what they want, and I have ChatGPT look at what they've told me, and then they build a proposal out of it. You bet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And but it would help if it would work right now. So let's do this instead, just to give you an idea. Let's let this guy, I think this is only 3.5 minutes.
So now I'm going to show you how to build a multi-step prompt flow inside ChatGPT using Ultra. So what you would do is you would press add step over here. And for this example, we're going to have 5 steps. So what this means is ChatGPT will run the first step in the chat and do the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one automatically. So once you press send, it's going to split up this whole thing into 5 steps. So we're going to create a quick example, which is going to be a course on productivity. And I'm just pasting in the different prompts for each step, and we'll go over it. So I need to make a course on productivity. This course will be the top productivity tips and hacks. As the first step, give me a list of the top 10 productivity tips and hacks. Number each of them 1 to 10. So this is an important thing to know when you're creating large projects. The first step you want it is to outline what all the steps are. And then for the remaining steps, you want them to execute them. So in this case, we have 10 productivity hacks. And for step 2, for number 1, we're generating the 5 to 6 point form notes for the PowerPoint, and then also giving a script for the slide. Then for number 1, again, we're generating an image for it, and we're going off to number 2, and so forth. So what you want to do with the first step is break down the task into however many steps you want. So let's say you're doing a book, you can say, give me the 20 chapters, 30 chapters of the book. And then for step 2 is write chapter 1, step 3 is chapter 2, and so forth. The one problem you can run into is ChatGPT has a limited amount of memory within a given chat. So let's say you're writing a book and you got step 25 or step 30 here, and you're saying write chapter 30. Once it gets to step 25 or 30, it's not even going to remember what happened here on step 1. So this is why we have something called referencing answers. So to activate that, you press / on your keyboard, and you can reference the response on step 1. So this would be your list of chapters. So you can just reference that in every single one of these. So you can say, here's a list of chapters, write me chapter 1. And then you can do the same thing all the way up to step 30. And then you wouldn't run into that problem because it's not going to matter that it's not able to fetch whatever was said on answer 1 because you're referencing it right here. So this allows you to get around that limitation. And then another thing you can do is you create a template for this so that you can do different courses, let's say different books, or let's say you needed to create these massive long business plans. So you built up this amazing flow for a business plan, but every time you have to use it for a different business or a different situation. So I'm going to show you how to save it. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to call this course 500, let's say 500. Do that, save it in examples, go to examples. So you got course 500 here. I saved it just like that. I'm going to refresh the page. You can see it again. See, we got the different prompts here that we have. You can just press on them. And then if we go to course 500, you'll see right here, go to course 500, you will have all the different steps saved for you that we typed in, and you can just replace something in here and generate another large project with the same template that you've already set up.
So, thoughts on that?
That's pretty slick. So what part is Ultra doing compared to what part is native to ChatGPT?
Ultra's just actually feeding. Well, okay, in native and ChatGPT, you don't have. This is in the way. Okay, I'm not in ChatGPT. Sorry. So of course, Ultra does a few things. One is it provides you. Let me just refresh this. It provides you with all of the prompts that we were talking about over here. I don't.
Yes, the saved prompts.
Oh, there they are. Yeah. So it'll actually build these prompts. This is not a short endeavor to build these prompts. It takes like an hour, depending on how many you want it to do. And you do it for different things, you know. So as a husband, so you come in here, you know, meal planning and wellness, and it came up with all of these ideas. But there's another thing. Anyway, so it's just something I'm using every day now. Just to do this, and maybe it's a Zoom thing that's making it not work. I don't know why it didn't pull up just now. But there's also in here something called apps, and I'll show you that because this one for this group is probably even more applicable. So if we go to the apps section, let's just play this again. Well, this is too long, but it'll give you, I'll scroll through it a little bit to give you an idea. So on this one,
so first thing we're going to do to build an app, we're going to press on apps over here in the sidebar. Going to press create app, and we're going to call this word counting app. Use this emoji for it. Press save. And now we have three options. Simple one-step build out. That's when it just creates all the code in one shot without any brainstorming. This AI-powered multi-step is basically ChatGPT brainstorming with itself on how to make your app better, coming up with a plan before building the code. And this allows you to make a custom multi-step flow so that you can have ChatGPT brainstorm in a very specific way before generating all the code. So for this example, we're going to use this option here. And the only thing we're going to put in for our prompt is build a word counting app and put in GPT-4o, press build app now. First thing it does is it asks ChatGPT, is this a game? And no, it's not a game. Then it asks ChatGPT to brainstorm some more features to make this app better. So it's coming up with added character count alongside word count, show average word length, display longest word, highlight the most frequent word in the text. So it came up with a whole bunch of features that we didn't even ask it to do that would make this app better. And now it's going ahead and brainstorming with itself on a plan on how to design the app and all the specifications for it so that everything is going to look beautiful, organized. You know, see it put in the emojis here for the copy button. It's got an emoji for dark mode. It's giving all the colors, all the padding. So it.
Oops, what did I just do? What do you guys think so far in that?
Pretty cool.
So let me go back. What did I do? That was in Ultra. Did I get out of it? I'm sorry. No. Okay, wait. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. So I'll scroll through a little bit more on this. And
going ahead and brainstorming with itself on GPT itself. This is not an API or some.
So you'll see that it actually gives you a preview. It actually builds out three separate types of code. It does the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript as separate files. But the really cool thing about this is when you're done, that app resides in your ChatGPT for the rest of, as long as you want it, to then use for different things that you want to do. And that's what he'll show as you're going through this more.
External app. This is a real chat that's happening behind this that it's using to write all this code. And in this UI, you see it first writes the HTML code, then it uses a separate prompt for the CSS code, and then the JavaScript code. The reason we're using separate prompts is because every prompt has a limited amount of so-called AI horsepower. So when you split up a task into multiple prompts, you end up with a much better result and a lot lower likelihood of having bugs. So now it's doing the final step. It's writing the JavaScript code, which is the backend code. So it's doing things in a very proper way, how a real developer would do things, where they split up the HTML, the CSS, JavaScript. They're not writing everything on one page like a lot of the AI tools out there nowadays that can do something similar. So
all right. So so this is what it ended up looking at, and he only said, just give me that one thing, and it did all of this instead, because it had this little collaboration, the AI talking to itself to figure out what would make it better. And then you're able to just work through it and add features and all of that. But when you're done, like I was saying, oh, and here's a Space Invaders game that it did as well on this thing. You get the idea that I had never thought about approaching something like he does, but then it's just a cool approach. I can continue on this if you'd like, but you get the, let's see what happened with this. May as well play a little bit
In
more.
order to use this app, you actually have to open the chat, and you have to press on.
So here he's just comparing what you get out of Claude or other ones where you put in the same prompt. And of course, it only gives what you ask for instead of what his does, where it gives you, and it only gives it in one file. And that's what he's showing right here. So anyway, let me show you another thing on Ultra that is really kind of fun as well. So that's forms and apps. It also will just tell you about YouTube stuff. That's not, but you look at Google Docs and Google Sheets. So if we come over here, and I haven't used this one that much, but let's see what it does.
So here we have a Google Sheet that we would like to manipulate with ChatGPT. First thing you want to do if you want to use ChatGPT is press this little switch here where it says Ultra. As soon as you do that, our system is going to go ahead and connect this Google Sheet with ChatGPT using our Bridge API. So this takes a few seconds, and while it's loading, it's connecting in the background. When it's connected, you'll see this little switch turn blue. So you'll know that it's connected. So now when you press this, you're going to get these formulas here, this one and this one. This is the one you want to use most of the time. So you can just paste that in right here and then write what you want to do with the cell. So if it's cell A2, you would do A2. If it's A3, then it's A3. In this case, it's A2. What we want to do here is we want to create a headline for each one of these keywords. So these are keywords that we've gotten from a competitor and we know they're performing really well. Now we want to make a blog post for each one of these, a blog post that's going to perform well for SEO. So you go over here, I'm going to paste in this formula, and it says, write me a high CTR headline for an article that targets this keyword, and the keyword is A2 over here. And then I'm going to press enter. And in the background, it's going to be running this prompt inside your ChatGPT right behind this window. So there's that headline. And as you can see, it was done in ChatGPT. Let me just close this. I'm going to move that here so that you can see it running in the background. Let's make it a bit smaller. And we're going to make this a little smaller here so you can see these running. And now when I want to do the rest of them, all I need to do is just drag this down. It's going to perform that same exact prompt on all the other keywords. So I just drag it down and you'll start seeing it working on the right side, working on all those keywords. So it's creating those headlines. And as it's doing that, it's going to start filling everything in. You see it fills those in and it just works on the rest until it completes the entire task. And the beauty about this, it's not using any kind of API. This is literally using your ChatGPT account in the background behind your browser window to automate your spreadsheet. So it's almost done, just a few more left. And as soon as those finish, it loads it in, and then there's just one left. And now they're all done. As you can see, everything is done. And
so anyway, I think all of this is super cool. And what do you guys think?
Wow, slick.
Cool. Now I'm trying to find where did you guys go in here? I have too many things open on my machine.
So is this with the paid for version of ChatGPT or is this the free version?
It will work with either, I suppose. I have the paid version.
I can't find Ultra on the free version.
No, this is not part of ChatGPT. This is
Okay.
a Chrome extension that you buy. You do buy Ultra.
Okay.
So what I'll do, let's go back to, let's see. And go to, well, Ultra here. And let me paste this in the chat if I can get back to the darn chat here. That's not it. Why? I never use Zoom.
Down the bottom of on your taskbar, right there.
I could, yeah, but then it just does this.
Ah,
Oh, well, no, I can stop sharing and probably, then you guys show back up. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so if I hit chat and here, I don't think that many people know about this, but it's all about getting that extra horsepower. If you guys just go through, there's about 10 different little videos of the 10 features that you can get with this add-on. I'm personally finding value using this tool. I got it during the holidays, and it was, I think, a little lower price than it currently is. What's that, Guy? Anyway, and those are just some of the things that I just wanted to share with the group. You know, I had an hour notice that I was going to do this, so hopefully it wasn't too discombobulated.
no, that was really good. A lot of those features, I think a lot of us haven't seen yet. It's just a lot to think about. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, by all means go through it. I love the idea of the app, but I haven't actually figured out what app to make, because I use the form version, which I think the fact that I'm in a Zoom is the reason why it's not working. That form, it's very nice I can show you. The problem is, yeah, all the other things are kind of confidential for actual projects I'm working on right now, so I probably shouldn't show you the ones that I've done recently on it. But it goes through, and then that last one, when I'm merging in all of the information, and then the very where it just gives a really nice summary of what happened during the call, and then the final one is just actually a really straightforward email about or to that client as well, and it which, you know, of course you change. Oh, one other thing, in that this is actually really cool. Okay, one thing that I think will still work properly. So if we go here and we go to ChatGPT and we say,
You gotta share your screen though.
oh, sorry. It'll work right now without showing my screen.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you guys use Canvas that much?
Seen it, not used it a lot.
All right. Well, Canvas is more annoying than not for me a lot of times. A story about a hamster jumping on a mouse. Make it to 3 paragraphs. Some little dumb thing. So a lot of times it opens up Canvas, and then you're able to kind of work in Canvas, and it's good. But sometimes Canvas kind of forgets where you are, and you have to kind of reload it and different things. Well, this adds another feature that's really nice. If you go over here and you say nibbles found, well, on a sunny morning, you can say here, and you can give it feedback and say foggy. Just hit enter, and it'll just change that one word for you and redo it. You can say, what were you thinking? You can say, what were, you know, whatever. But you can adjust things in here, and then you just, when you click here, you hit edit only the highlighted part for notes, and then you hit send, and if you look at how it does it, you see how I just stopped it, but how it says one foggy, and then it says sunny one here. It's able to do it in such a way that it just makes those adjustments for you. Anyway, it's another feature inside this that I really like when there's just slight changes you want to make on an output, and then go on. you can do that with this. The other thing it does, have you ever tried to hit the copy button and you get markdown formatting? Anyway, there's markdown formatting, which is like the double asterisk around a word when it's bolded and things, and then you try to copy it and you have to spend time reformatting things. They've added this big copy button that fixes all of those issues as well. So that's another just nice thing. Another thing they add that when you're sending a message, if you come in here, they allow you to expand it so that you can use the whole window so you can see your whole message as well. These are just a few things that are added. I feel like I'm selling for them right now, but I like the tool. All right, so now let me stop sharing again. Anyway, that's it.
No, that was a great demo. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I think just having a demo like this from each one of us as we rotate through this will give us exposure to all these different things and technologies that we couldn't possibly get to on our own. And it makes it interesting on these off weeks when you don't have a speaker. So next week, we're going to have the speaker. Week after that, we'll have the networking event at Sean's place. And then the week after that, I will give the demo. So I'll do the next demo, but then would like to get the following weeks assigned, and I'll get with you guys and see if we can get the next couple of months assigned so you have time. Again, these don't have to be long, big presentations. They can just be, maybe some recent news you heard about, and then you went and looked into it, and you can tell us what you figured out or what you learned, stuff like that. Just don't feel like it has to be long and an elaborate PowerPoint.
Yeah. Since someone asked if you had to have a paid version, tasks inside GPT only works for at least Plus members. So don't try to find that currently. Projects, I think, might only be for Plus members as well. I'm not positive on that one. So, and supposedly OpenAI will be coming out with Operator this month. And then Operator is going to be OpenAI doing their own agent, real agents coming out. Is supposed to be this month, so that'll be interesting as well.
I have to say, I just looked at the Explorer GPTs under the free version, and there's all these different things you can. I just played real quickly with the travel guide, and it actually put together a total itinerary for a trip to Germany with suggestions. I've never even tried that before, so it's so cool.
Bettina, that's an excellent idea for a demo. Thank you.
Okay. I'll do a travel guide demo. How's that? When we're ready.
Well, just actually, I think the process that you just went through as well, not just what you ended up with, but the process to find, because there's thousands and thousands of GPTs out there, but the process to determine if it's something worthwhile to you or to each of us would be a great demo.
Hey, Sean, I just want to say thanks for exposing this stuff to the group. I know that the first time you shared GPTs with the group, I went to my desk and played around with it. Ended up making a way to leverage internal insights from the company, from people that had been there for 30 years. That we were afraid of them leaving. And we were able to internalize their knowledge. So even if they left, we had it.
I thought you were going to say we were able to internalize their knowledge, and now they're all gone.
Well, it unfortunately that's what I dumped everything that I knew into it, and then I would say maybe like 3 months later I'm unemployed. So that's the way that works. But I do appreciate everything you shared.
Well, I think these are skills that will help us be employed, and will help us differentiate ourselves from the masses, especially when you get real work done faster because of it. And hopefully, I would say prior to this world that we're in now, I never ever wrote any of my own proposals. Never. But now I do. And I'm able to just repurpose exactly what the customer said, and then just get a brief, quick view version over to them. This is the main body of what you said you wanted. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Then you can put it into a template at that point. And it's so much faster than waiting for a team for us, it used to be all the project managers that would do that. I still would rather me be able to just sell instead of doing all of that, but we're a small shop, and each person has to step up, right? So, and I have another call, so I need to run, but thank you so much.
Thanks, Sean. It is top of the hour, so appreciate everyone joining. Look forward to seeing you next Friday for our speaker. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.